All right, we are back at it with some more Aceto, and we're doing some figure eights. A lot of the comments suggested I do donuts and figure eights, so we did a donuts video, which I feel like we kind of got really decent at towards the end of the video. And now we're doing figure eights. I think this might possibly be like the hardest thing to practice because I'm freaking garbage. Like, seriously, I'm so bad at this. We got our boy Peak with us again. He's going to help me out. He's already given me some tips before I could even start the video. And we're back on Bug X, LA Blocks. And I just went over here to like this random parking lot because I saw like posts. I figured it would help me just like complete the figure eight instead of just like a open space. So we're going in between the posts, and Peak has already given me some pointers that you probably want to repeat.
Yep. Basically what we were talking about was just tighter areas like this, and then throttle control. Your clutch is a very useful tool just simply because you can kind of keep your throttle almost doing what you're doing, but just use the clutches, like we were saying the last time, as a guide to just get your angle correct and your speed, and if you need to straighten back out. But another element that you would add to it would be using left foot brake, gradually giving it pressure to get your back end to come around, but as you're staying on the throttle.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was having trouble with. I over rotated there, but that was the one thing I was having trouble with just a second ago when we were like doing it. I was braking with no throttle. So like I would be spinning and I would be like that with no throttle, and then I would lose all my momentum. So I really got to practice the brake and throttle at the same time.
And so the easiest way I think about it in my head, you could honestly go to a dead stop right now and dump your clutch, like in a straight line. I'm not talking about do a drift or anything. Literally just try and do a burnout. Dump your clutch and grab your front brake. That's what you're doing when I'm telling you to do it.
Yeah.
That's essentially what you're doing. That's the whole purpose. But when you're moving, you don't have to give it that much brake for it to do the effect that you're wanting.
Okay.
And so it's essentially just a rolling burnout with light brake pressure. And it's not much of anything. And you can obviously give it more pressure and it'll bring you more, and then vice versa. You let off of it, you'll start straightening back out. So it's just another tool like the clutch that at your disposal to adjust yourself.
Yeah, and as you can see, we're kind of bad at this. I don't think we went around the post once. I think we're going through them every single time.
No,
but,
I mean, your tracks are getting right though. I mean, you're fine. You can start following your tracks.
Yeah, I know. I'm so bad at this, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, but so when you get sliding and then just stay on your gas, you could just every so often just roll into your brake and see what it does. And see how it brought you around. Yeah, and so then you can experiment next time a little bit less throttle with that brake action. And so yeah, and it doesn't have to be a huge brake force. I mean, mine, like in that little graph that you're looking at, it probably doesn't hardly get past 25%. And even with this stuff, like it doesn't require you to use that left foot brake. I mean, you could use your clutch and get around all of these things perfectly fine, and just use clutch pops and stuff like that to get you spun around.
That's what I was doing before. I was clutching, and like I was just popping the clutch and like drifting, and then just tapping the clutch to just like spin.
Yeah, and you can do that too. Yeah.
I really got to practice the straight line drift though, so I can like stay in this drift right here.
Yeah, just hang it. Yeah, that's what you want to do, is just hang it out longer. Is what you. Yeah. That's the only thing you were missing. You're straightening back out as if you wanted to drive straight.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like drifting into the rotation. Dude, figure eights are hard as shit, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different.
I was just showing Peak what we can accomplish on the drift track. It was actually pretty sick. I don't know how I did it, honestly. Like, I clipped it. I might show it, but it was actually pretty sick. He was surprised. He was like, bro, you don't even need figure eights, man. I was like, bro, that was one time out of the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was good, though. It was really good. So you're getting the idea now, and then, yeah, your clutch should save you. Yep, exactly that.
Way too wide.
And so I thought I can try and give you, it may be understanding, but like you want to get like all of your angle, like when you're getting deep angle towards the end. Yeah, towards the end of you going around one of these light poles, and then it's honestly just you flooring it and getting a rolling burnout going forward. Yeah, and then it could just keep going. And you don't have to worry about being super tight to the pole. I mean, that'll happen as you just keep doing it. I mean, you'll just figure it out. And so just go wherever you. I mean, if you got to go deeper than the pole, then do it. Just keep going.
This is, I was gonna say that was our best one yet so
No,
far,
yeah,
but
that was a good one. But yeah, you don't have to focus on running your bumper on the pole. Not many people can do that anyway.
ah, shit, come on.
Hey, you can get it. Yep, you can still get it around. And you see how that one came around so easy because you started with so much more angle? Another thing that you could honestly practice, like, to go into this, and it would actually get you set into what you're doing, is pick one of these poles that you're doing this figure eight around and just
Yeah.
start doing donuts, and then transition to the next one, do a donut around it, come back, do another donut, and then you
Oh,
can
okay,
link it.
okay.
Doesn't matter how wide, small, or whatever, and then it'll get you set up for a transition to go to another one.
Ah, I should. That was way too tight of a corner. I
Yep.
shouldn't have
And
done
so,
it that way.
so another thing, and we can actually go to your pits if you want and shorten your second gearing, and giving you more wheel speed will get the thing more angle when you're doing these tight things. You just got to use your clutch more, and that's it. But you did it on the donut thing. You did it perfect when you figured it out in second. Oh yeah. Yeah, then you just go to the next one.
Oh,
Yep, and then
fuck.
see that. Yep, and you're finding the line right there of how hard you can flick it.
Yeah, I flicked it way too much.
Yep, and so that's all about just feeling it out. See what the car's gonna do. Oh yeah. And those would be a good time. Like donuts, perfect time. Which I mean, again, you don't even hardly need it that much. But my theory, like my point in getting you to learn the foot brake is simply because you don't have like a handbrake that's easily accessible and it can
Yeah.
give you more angle is my thing. That's just because in obviously other situations you may end up wanting it to kick out further so you can keep it out there.
Yeah, I really gotta
Whereas it
practice
straight,
that.
yeah, because whereas it straightens out, like if you think about it, if you were tandeming with somebody, obviously I'm not saying you're doing it right away, but if you're tandeming with somebody, you have no way of getting that angle back because if you're only using your clutch, you're not gonna be able to get it back, other than clutch kicking, obviously. But yeah, but donuts, like when you're in the middle of a donut and you got like a rhythm going, that would be a perfect place just to barely give it like 10%, just to see it
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
totally just spun all the way
Exactly,
around.
and so that's what I'm saying. You barely got to give it anything, and it'll start it'll do it. But just keep in mind, yeah, that you got to have throttle, and you just got to be in your drift while you're using it. Yeah, just the tiniest bit, and you can roll into it. Just leave it there like 10%, 15, and you'll see what it does. Yeah, I would just do the figure eights the way that you're doing them, and then when you get into one of those donut rhythms, that's when I would just play with it just to see what it does. And what I would do is when you press it, start slowly reducing your angle and just keep your throttle on because it'll do its own thing. Look at that.
Yeah,
Spun you
yeah.
around exactly. Now you're seeing exactly what it does. That's exactly what it is. And so then you can use it whenever you feel like you need it. Look at that. Spun you around right when you did it.
I let up too much.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was the first one I did over there.
Yeah,
The pole was
yeah.
perfect.
That first one, yeah. Exactly.
And
That's exactly what
then
I
I
was
got off the
thinking.
gas and I just lost all the wheel speed. Yeah, the figure eights, bro, are hard as shit. Holy crap. I feel like I'm going great and then I make one tiny mistake and then it's hard to get back into that same flow.
Yeah, no, and so what I would do, I would just straighten back out and get yourself situated and do it again. You don't have to just continue it every time. Oh, and so another thing, and so when I was telling you about, I think we were on the normal drift track when I was telling you about it, when I was doing like those transitions or whatever, and I was saying I was kind of like rolling off the throttle to gain my traction back. So when you're doing tighter ones like this, what you can do, and so think about it, do the complete opposite of what it would do. If you stay on that throttle when you're transitioning, it's going to whip it around harder. And
Yeah.
so versus you letting off, it may swing you around and get you into that little tight circle a little bit quicker. And then you just got to remember to use your clutch to not over rotate.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it is. There's so many different things I still have to adapt to. But
No,
I feel like doing
no,
this
you're understanding it for sure.
and like
Just skid pads, perfect.
Like, yeah, like I feel like even like doing the donuts and this has helping my straight line drifts too. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't I
because
don't know why, but I feel like it has.
yep, I think so. And it's simply just understanding what the car is going to do and what it feels like, and then it's almost like so you get so think about you being like timid on a 450, and then you go grab a pit bike. You're not going to be timid in that. You just rip
True.
it all to hell. And so when you understand what it feels like, you can do whatever. Just sling it. But no, you're definitely getting it to where like that. Yeah, you're holding that angle out there and then getting it back into the next one, which is really good.
I fucked that whole angle up. Fuck. Yeah, I was, bro. I'm literally driving. I had to go somewhere today, and I'm driving, bro, and I'm like just thinking to myself, like, oh, I could
Oh
drift
yeah.
this. I could drift this. I could drift this
I'm,
section right here. Do I do it? No,
I'm,
not even a
I'm
chance.
telling
But
you,
I was thinking about it,
when I got to the point where I could like do some tracks and stuff like that, I'm telling you, anytime I got in the car, that's what I felt like. I was like, dude, I
bro.
could I could flick this bitch in here right now.
You know how
I
like
could
there's
I
like
could do it.
in F1 there's like the chicanes, you know?
Oh yeah, like
So
little
there's like a
yeah.
chicane where I was going, and I was like, oh, I could definitely whip my car into this, bro, perfectly.
Oh yeah.
I'm literally since I've been playing car games and shit, I've legit been like taking corners how I would take it in like racing. I'm not even kidding you. Like the chicane
I
today,
do that
and bro, I
sometimes
was
too.
completely not even on the road, dude. I was just taking it like how a pro would take it.
Dude, there's this one corner right before like the street that my neighborhood's on. And it's like a 90-degree corner, and so there it's only 2 lanes. So there's like one lane. Obviously, somebody was at the stop sign at the 90 degree, and then I'm coming the other way. And I like see people behind me like riding my ass. I'm like, you know what? I bet he doesn't know how to hit this the apex this corner like me. It's 90 degree, and I
Right?
fucking hit it. Dude, I gaff him by like 6 cars. I'm thinking like, dude, I'm
Dude,
a damn race car driver.
dude, that's how I felt today, bro. I took
That's so
an
funny.
exit going on the freeway, and bro, I was
Oh,
so
dude.
smooth with it. I looked back, bro, the car was like 10 meters behind me, and he was like right on my bumper going into it. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's just the best. That is the best. That's why I think the coolest thing that you could probably do like as a like sim racer kind of deal is even do like one of those like track rental things like where they have like the
Oh
somewhat
yeah,
track
yeah, yeah.
cars and you get to learn to drive them on the track or something like that. That'd be so sick.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed us trying to do figure eights, and hopefully you guys like see the progress that we have. I just went back
We
on
got
the
a
like the
couple.
drift track, and I felt so comfortable doing everything, all of the transitions. I just felt so comfortable. So all of the tips that you guys have been mentioning, with doing like figure eights, doing donuts, clutch kicks, front braking, everything. It's just been helping a lot, and like I think you guys can see it honestly. So I appreciate you guys for real. Thank you guys so much for the love on these videos. I'm excited to do some other drift tracks that we can do now. I feel like we kind of have like a grasp of like how to do things now. So I feel like we can eventually now start going into like different maps and try to practice that per se with the boy Peak. Also toge runs, man. I feel like me and Peak can do some toge runs. I think that would be so sick. So
Oh yeah.
be on the lookout for that. Now that I can actually drift a little bit, I think it's going to be so much better for those videos.